Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Tampa Honda, of course in Tampa, Florida, and we have it. This is a 2020 Honda Accord Hybrid Touring Trim. So this is a fully loaded edition, and we're gonna be trying to answer for you, or at least give you some information about this car to see if you can answer, should you go the Toyota Camry hybrid route, or are you better off going the Honda Accord hybrid route? Now, the wonderful news with Honda, been around for so many decades. Accord's been around since 1976. With the hybrid, what's great is people who want to jump into a Honda Accord, you could actually buy a Honda Accord that looks like an Accord as a hybrid. There was that thing where hybrids had to be kind of like art projects or science projects with the way that they were designed. With this Accord, you're going to get maximum MPGs, but you're not losing anything really on the interior. And overall, you're getting that great style that they brought with this current generation. So let's go ahead and dive into this radiant red Honda Accord Hybrid. Right off the bat, you'll see the distinctive lines of this generation. Now, with it being a hybrid touring trim, all of the actual trim on the car is bright chrome, and that's gonna give it a nice cohesive look. You can see the angular design, more aggressive design of the headlights on this generation Accord than any other Accord before it. All LED with the LED daytime running lamps. As we drop down, you know what? No fake vents to speak about. Little bit of gloss black, some chrome to match what's happening up top, down low. I like the additional fog lamps. And then you have functional air curtains. And this radiant red, it sparkles like a ruby. As we come across the front, you have a large section of gloss black. Some people love it, some people hate it. I think it's working with the color of this particular vehicle, especially with the chrome guard going all the way across the top portion. Of course, you're gonna get that Honda sensing technology. That's all that radar technology in there that's going to help you with lane keep assist and emergency braking and whatnot, but very, very clean look. And like I said, I'll say it again, it looks like a Honda Accord. As we come around the bend, here's the wheel design that we're working with. Now, it's a little bit different than some of the other Accords that we've had on Rady's Rides. This is meant to maximize airflow. So you can see the machined aluminum, gloss black. You know what? Normally I would say this wheel is ultra bland, but for a hybrid, it's actually blending very nicely. It's a 17-inch wheel, 225 on the width, 50 series sidewall. Now, before you go hemming and hollering about a 20-inch wheel or something like that, what's great about a 50 series sidewall, it's gonna give you a more comfortable ride. So that's something to really think about. Very slick hybrid badging on this side. Very clean, nothing too atrocious. Some manufacturers, it's almost like they put a hybrid billboard on the side of the car, but it actually is looking very tasteful. We go down the side of the lines of the Accord, very sharp body line that runs the whole length of the side of the car. I like the way that they brought the radiant red onto the mirror, and you have LEDs. I don't know if you noticed, these are folding mirrors. That's why I moved it. It was actually sticking out a little bit. You have some nice brushed aluminum chrome trim across the top, gloss black, flat black. I like the way they even brought the chrome onto the door handles. Really matches well with what's going on in the front. And then down with the belt line, down below here, I really like the body line here, but I also think it's smart that they put that trim there. It just kind of brings it up to a new level. Sunroof, of course, as we work our way down, that nice angular, unique quarter window with the way the trim extends past it. And then when we get to the back, very smooth, no trunkless spoiler or anything like that. We are trying to increase airflow as much as we can with the Accord without changing it up. You do have the stapler tail lights, but that is the current design. What are we gonna do about that? And then what's wonderful, guess what? No fake exhaust. The exhaust is tucked underneath. I'm glad that they just put it away, out of sight, out of mind. The chrome trim, I think, is a winner here because it blends in with the side, blends in with the front. We come across and we have matching hybrid badges just like on the sides, and there's our touring badge. And other than that, it's ready to rock and roll. Speaking of ready to rock and roll, let's see what is rocking and rolling underneath the hood of this Accord. All right, guys, we got the hood popped on this radiant red Accord hybrid. We are gonna zonk that prop rod. I wish we would just switch to hydraulic struts. What you're looking at underneath, since it is a hybrid, is a combination of two things. You have that internal combustion regular engine there. That's a 2-liter, and then it's going to be mated to 2 AC motors. Combined, we're looking at 212 horsepower. Power is all transmitted through a CVT. Now, before you yell, and scream, oh my God, CVT. Remember, hybrids utilize a CVT the best because of the switching on and off of the internal combustion engine. MPGs, 48 in the city, 47 in the highway. It weighs around 3,404 pounds, 0 to 60 in 7.1 seconds, quarter mile in 15.5, and it's using a lithium-ion battery pack, which is nicely nestled underneath the rear passenger seat. So what I like about this setup, you open up the hood, it's not a ton of plastic. You can see exactly where the engine is, where the electric motors are. Are we getting as great MPGs as a Camry? No, but here's the kicker. This is a little bit cheaper than a Camry by a few $1,000s. But why don't we go ahead, let's check out the interior, because starting this up, we're not gonna hear anything. Let's go to the interior and see what's great about it. All right, guys, we're inside the 2020 Accord. Remember, this is a touring trim level, so it is fully loaded, and I know you're probably at that point where you're like, Joe, you've been talking about price, but you haven't given us the price. How much is this one? MSRP is around $36,000. Let's see what you get for the money. Now, door panels I'm loving. I'm loving because they put some creativity into it. You have some nice lighter gray material, leather, nice touch, and then this wood trim, which is very, very tasteful. Dark wood trim, I'm digging it. With the silver, very, very nice setup. Of course, soft material at the top of the door panel and a large pocket down below for your supersized Slurpee. Dash, very soft. There's more of that wood trim, which I'm really, really loving. I'm really, really liking it. You have your 8-inch infotainment system, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, of course, navigation. We go back home and you could get into power flow settings. This is kind of cool. We'll show this during the drive, how this all lights up and whatnot. Come down, more of that beautiful wood trim. Ventilated seats and heated seats. Thank you, Honda. Dual climate control. That's also a nice touch. I really like the placement of the start-stop button and the way that it lights up red. And then you have a nice cover here, and then you open it up. Voila. Wireless charging, USB, and a 12-volt. They got you covered. 3 ways. 3 for 3. Bases are loaded. Come back to your push-button start. This is for that CVT transmission. You do have a sport mode. Now, that's the bizarre thing about all this, is that we're trying to, save money and all that kind of stuff with MPGs. You do have a sport mode, and you do have an economy mode, and a full EV mode. Electric parking brake, standard key fob, but it's blue. Why is it blue? No, not because my eyes are blue. It's because that's the blue color of hybrid technology. Thank God they didn't go with another color like mauve or something like that. Armrest, it's on the harder side, but it's at a great placement. Of course, the lighter material, if you got kids, it's probably not gonna be the best, but hey, I'm in here, so it's all good. We got a nice tray for Jolly Ranchers. You could probably even lay some atomic fireballs in there as well. Another 12-volt, another USB, and tons of space for about 4 or 5 bananas. I know some people were saying I talk too much junk food. You can put 4 or 5 bananas, maybe even 6 apples in there, depending on the size. If you go Granny Smith, those are kind of big. But anyways, love the look of the seats. The lighter leather, it is soft, it is supportive, it is comfortable, and it does look good. Ventilated and heated, and full electric assist for both passenger and the driver, which is a nice touch. There's that sunroof that we were talking about on the outside. You have a frameless mirror that's auto dimming, which is wonderful as well. Come on over to the business side though, and I'll show you behind the wheel of this Accord Hybrid. All right, guys, business time in the Honda Accord. You do have 2 memory settings for the driver's seat, which is wonderful. If you're sharing and you're carrying, just like Barney said. But overall, seating position is great. Plenty of headroom. Even for myself, I'm 6 feet tall. Love the thickness of the steering wheel. Honda's doing a hell of a job with the wheels. And I'm a real lover of a nice wheel, because this is what you're always going to be holding on to. What else are you holding on to unless you're hugging yourself? You have, which is okay, love yourself before you can love others. I like the flat silver, the flat black buttons. You got a nice thumb wheel controller. You have the paddles for the regenerative braking on the back. And then you also have a heads-up display, which is a very nice touch. Dash, same Honda Accord setup. So you're going to have your digital display on the left. You have your analog speedometer on the right. You can see that when we go into sport mode, things change. We got adaptive dampeners on this touring trim, which is a great thing to see. You don't see that on a Camry, don't see that on a Mazda 6. Well, Mazda 6, you don't even see a hybrid, but watch how I could go through all the different functions here. You want to see power flow? Bam, look at that green. Green means go. Range and fuel, very nicely done. I really like that setup with the Hondas. So clean, so crisp. Other than that, I think they did a bang up job here. let's go ahead. Oh, I almost forgot. Remember, we got knobs for our radio. Knobs, loving it. But let's go ahead and check out the back seat and see, are your passengers going to be squished by that lithium-ion battery? All right, guys, backseat time. Just like the other Accord reviews, remember, this Accord generation has actually been shortened from the previous one, but you're getting more space because they extended the wheelbase. So I got plenty of room back here, both for my legs, my torso, my head, the whole shabam. I like the leather all the way around the backs of the seats. This is something I don't like. We're zonking this. 2 AC vents, that's not what we're zonking. Hello, Honda, where's my USB? Where's a 12 volt? This is a Touring trim, $36,000 car. What is going on? I want an answer. Nice thing though, is you get a wonderful armrest. It is soft and 2 cup holders, but guess what? If your phone's dead, you're gonna be sipping on that juice a long time, waiting to get it charged again. But we'll flip that back up. Let's go ahead. Oh wait, before we leave, remember, lithium-ion batteries are underneath here. Even with the batteries underneath the seat, still got plenty of headroom, still got plenty of leg room. That's the magic tricks that Honda is able to pull off with all their history of engineering and whatnot. But let's get to the trunk and see what kind of space we have in this Accord hybrid. All right, guys, time for the trunk portion. We push the button, it lifts up just like any other Accord on the planet. That's this generation, lots of space, large opening, very, very nicely done. And the seats are gonna do the 60-40 split, and you have a spare and everything else. So I think Honda really did a great job with saying, hey, you don't have to buy a Passport or a Pilot or a CR-V. You could go sedan and go hybrid. But why don't we go ahead, let's see what kind of fuel we could save and hyper mileage this thing around Tampa. Let's go do it. All right, guys, we're in the 2020 Accord hybrid, leaving Tampa Honda. I'm gonna get on throttle. You get that really, really loud and terrible CVT drone when you get on the loud pedal. You do get going though for a hybrid. Remember, 0 to 60 in about 7.8 seconds. And you also have that regenerative braking where you use the paddles to increase it or lessen it as you are coming to a stop at a light. What's wonderful though is the same great interior as any Honda Accord you're getting here. And I'm very, very impressed with this display showing us our range and all that kind of stuff, and how the power is being, you know, derived to the Honda Accord hybrid. But very, very smooth as long as you're not flooring it. Once you floor it, that's where you're going to get that loud CVT drone, because obviously this has a CVT transmission. But I like the heads-up display. It tells you what the speed limit is. Visibility is really great, and the seats are very, very supportive without hurting you, which is wonderful. Let me go into this right-hand bend, a little bit on the quicker side, which I love. The steering wheel on throttle. You can see what's going on here on the infotainment system, but very quiet, that is for sure. The interior is so pin drop quiet, very, very smooth, even over the bumps. And what I'm also happy to report is that steering feedback is just like any other Accord as well. Really, really nicely weighted steering wheel, and feels great as you're driving down the road. I think the great plus is that you have heated and ventilated seats, and I'm really liking the ability to apply more braking using the paddles on the back of the steering wheel, more or less. You use the right for less and the left for more. So that's kind of a nice addition to this setup. But very, very smooth. Make a right-hand turn here. Steering feedback though is probably one of my favorite parts about the hybrid. I personally would probably not go this route. I would try to find a more economical internal combustion engine, but you know, if you're able to look past the CVT in a hybrid, then this could be the one for you, especially if you're looking at a good value price point wise. Remember, you could go Camry hybrid, save more fuel, but it's going to cost you more, and that means you're going to have to own the car a longer period of time to see the benefit in that fuel savings at the pump when it comes to overall price. But let me go ahead and get on throttle again. I'll tell you one thing, over this torn up area of road, very, very smooth, very smooth. And that is something that I think you're really gonna enjoy from Honda's engineering is this wonderful chassis that this Accord sits on is a great setup. Looking out across the hood, great visibility, even out the back window, everything's looking really nice, and I have tons of shoulder room and leg room up here. And like I showed you before, your passengers are gonna have it really nicely back there when it comes to space overall. I think the major zonk for a hybrid is that this does not have the same fuel economy savings as a Camry hybrid. You're looking in the 50s for city for the Camry compared to this this Accord. But I think looks-wise, for me, I like the Accord better, especially the interior. Interior, they hit the nail on the head. It's really well done with the wood trim and everything else, just well put together. Everything exactly where it should be, and it's easy to get to, which is wonderful. But we're gonna go ahead and get back to Tampa Honda and wrap this up, so I will see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been a fuel sipping kind of day here at Tampa Honda. Definitely gonna thank Sam and the rest of the crew getting us this 2020 fully loaded hybrid Accord just for you guys. The big question, is this better than the Camry? I mean, when we go to MPGs, no, it does lose in gaining the maximum MPGs, but you are saving some dollars off of the price tag. And you know what? If you hate the Toyota Camry styling, then I guess it's a done deal for you with this Honda Accord. But if these are the types of things you want to see on Ready's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out that way, come back, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Ready's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Ready's Rides merch. We got to give it up to the maximum hyper mileager. He actually won a trophy from the National Institute of Mileage in Vehicles. Tom Moschner made it happen back in 2016. Unremarkable, unbelievable type of thing. Well, I guess it is remarkable, not unremarkable. Sorry, Tom, but we'll show off his trophy soon. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.